consult the book of FEMA acronyms, abbreviations.
There you go.
I don't think it's gonna be.
I can't believe it.
I would doubt it's probably.
Yeah, huge book.
Well, it's kind of fascinating reading.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, I hate to put that thing together.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Cat,
Probably changes every week anyways.
combat
what they wanna call
application
things, so.
tourniquets.
That'll work.
Not those.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's correct. On this music.
But it can also be short for category.
Or categories.
No, that's not on there.
DES side of things, basically I've just been working on that, the Red X system. We did a second part on Wednesday, kind of just filling me in on how to add people in, like as the administrator and that kind of thing, so I can get all the departments entered in.
So it was a training? Was it training?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. I mean, we'll do more training when Justin gets back, and we can get, I think we're gonna give access to all the chiefs or whatever, but they're not gonna be like the super user. That's basically gonna be me and Justin, and then we'll give out access to each one of them or whatever. That way they can keep like training files, that kind of thing going, adding new members and that kind of deal. Trying to get a list of all the vehicles, get those entered in. So, and I asked her so everything right now is based off of our UNIFR system. Well, in December, I believe, is when we will make the switch to the new system, NARIS.
Okay.
And I asked her, I said, well, what does that look like compared to it? So she showed me the difference in the two, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. Should be able to just walk right through it, just simple drop boxes and that kind of thing, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a change of name only.
Basically, yeah, and I think the reason they're doing it is because the servers that the NIFRS program is on are terrible. Like, you can go in there and just try to like open one of my old reports, and it could take 2 seconds to get into it, or it could take 10 minutes. I mean, and you would think it's based off of how many people are on the server, but there's not that many people using it anymore, so it's just, they didn't do a very good job of upkeeping it in general, which it is brought to you by FEMA, so there
Okay.
you go. And the coolest feature I like so far is the narrative function or whatever. It literally has like an AI generated deal for you. Like, if I can't understand what the firemen have wrote for their narrative, which happens from time to time because they get in a rush when they're writing them, and I can't read their second grade handwriting that they have basically, and it will take all the information that I already plugged in and write out a paragraph for you right then and there, which is awesome, saves me time there. So it's gonna be a pretty good tool. The Sheriff's Department will be able to use it. I forgot to say why Sean was here. So, do you guys remember, I think it was at the LEPC meeting, they were talking about getting that the medical skid unit.
Yeah.
So, when I talked to Justin last night, because we were saying, hey, we gotta spend some money, we're at the end of the budget kind of thing. And I said, hey, remember, we were supposed to order this. And he's like, oh crap. So I did put in for it today.
Okay.
More or less, like, I think they'll probably get a hold of me on Mondays from what it looked like. I send out the request kind of deal, and then they will come back to me with like their quote, even though it tells you it's, I think, $3,600 or something like that. So,
You're gonna need that.
yeah. So hopefully shipping doesn't cost a ton to get it here.
Toboggans are on sale this time of year.
Right? Yeah, I think that'd be fine.
But toboggan works great. You're
Yeah.
walking on toboggan, drag them out.
Exactly. It looks about the same, really. So.
Well, that's money.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully that'll be finalized then on Monday,
Okay.
getting it ordered, so.
Just kind of good to know that what's being spent this year, so you know that, getting this much cost depending on something.
Yep.
What do you think the lead time will be?
I believe it said that when I order it or whatever, it could be out the same day, but
Okay. But Yeah, all right.
We'll see if that's accurate. I mean, because everything's already pre-made or whatever. They already have them all put together kind of thing, so I would think unless they are just running low on the specific one we're after, but we're getting just the bare bones basic one, so. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get that before the 4th then, so that way Sean's not angry with me. So, other than that, that's pretty much been the week for DES, so.
All right, well, next, you might hit Justin up that, next week we're gonna try and get his budget sheets.
Okay.
And be thinking about grant revenue that you, telling Justine, that's probably the trickiest piece is
Gotcha.
for DES and for,
Are you the new CFO?
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, this is-
Darren, by the way.
Justina, nice to meet you.
Nice
Darren
to
Roach
meet you.
is the DES coordinator, this is Justina Marshall.
Nice to
so
meet
it's a
you.
new CAS, County Accounting Specialist.
County specialist, gotcha.
That's with a K. No.
So, but yeah, as soon as if I talk to him today, I'll give him a heads up or whatever, but I think his plan was to go over the budget stuff anyways, cause like I said, I think DNRC told him that we needed to spend another like $3,800 for those stipends to the
Okay,
chiefs and that kind of thing, so we can get that closed out. So we'll probably turn that in next week and then, yeah, go from there.
all right, well, fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. So if you get bored tomorrow, feel free to come out to the golf course
All
for
right,
the
golf
fireman's
around.
tournament, so.
One of these days I'll do it.
kind of tournament?
It's the fireman's golf tournament tomorrow.
Oh, the hell? Who's on your team?
So, it's supposed to be Justin, but he won't make it until probably 2 o'clock, if that. So I'm playing with Cody Samuelson, his wife, and AJ Gray. I don't know if you guys know who he is. His grandpa is Eric Rasmussen, that owned the paper now.
Sir?
So, yep, that is our team, and we'll see come tomorrow how well I can swing or not. So,
Will this be, from other communities, they'll be here as well?
there'll be some Billings teams coming up and that.
Excellent, excellent. So
Yeah.
you're thinking you're,
We're getting healed. We're not 100% yet, but we'll see what I can do tomorrow. So, as my buddies keep telling me, a few twisted tees and I'll be fine. So
we'll see.
Yeah, maybe 3.
yeah, might take a few. So, but yeah, if you want to come out, we'll be food throughout the day. Doing like for lunch, we're doing meat and cheese strays kind of thing, and then after the tournament, burgers, dogs, potato salad, that kind of thing. So.
Wow.
Excellent. That's a real asset that I've never actually
Yeah.
utilized. I told you I grew up, my dad was actually the one part of the golf course. And I grew up in it, and I miss it.
Yeah, it's a good time.
They have a nice clubhouse up there.
Mhm.
It's a good little place.
Yeah, for a little 9-hole course, we do pretty well. So
Yeah.
works out pretty nice.
After they turned my favorite place to go hunting into a golf course, I used to go out there and go fishing a lot in their ponds. They chased me off. That's about as close to golfing as I ever got.
Pretty close.
And you're from Anaconda, right?
Ohio.
Well, but you were in Anaconda.
Never one time did I ever walk out on that golf course in Anaconda.
Never once.
Never one time.
And of course, nice.
Well, you probably weren't invited.
Oh no, they had all kinds of stuff.
See, I just got an invitation. I don't want.
I mean, last time I went to a golf course was for my brother-in-law's bachelor party, and I didn't golf, so I started playing a game. Sure, a golf course would go over that, and it would. I only got stuck in sand trap once.
We used to play rat patrol with golf carts.
Rat patrol.
When you jump the sand dunes.
Yeah.
Oh,
My dad did not like that.
Yeah.
So one of the few
Well,
times I
stick in
thought I
the
was
mud.
I
gonna
can
get.
see where
Oh,
you could
funny.
take the front teeth out on that.
Well,
Yeah.
we did it and his clubs flew out. I thought this one time, I'm gonna get beat. He's gonna beat me.
And you deserved it.
He was mad. But he didn't beat me, for the record,
Yeah.
but I deserved it.
Oh, nuts.
Well,
Go home and put all my stuff under cover.
You know, I'm thinking about it too. I've got a lot of plants out there that I've
I
worked
do
really
too.
hard on.
we should kind of keep that in mind this afternoon if we need to
Leave early.
leave early, because honestly,
Well, there isn't anything to do.
It says, the weather service says 4 o'clock on, so maybe we can get out of here.
Got time to get home, huh?
Yeah.
Hide in the basement.
did you see
All
the
the win- watch,
pictures?
watch all the windows be taken out of your house.
Now watch my
Okay.
skylights get
That's
demolished.
the worst.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh, yeah, this way. Large
Ruined my kitchen again.
in tornadoes.
So
There was a
Norma,
big thing on Facebook today.
here's something maybe for your paper.
What's that? What you got?
This is our kiosk, is being used for its intended purpose with people bringing their horses and
Oh,
tying up to the
good.
hitching point. You want me to try and share that with you?
Share that with me, yeah, send that to me on Facebook.
Alright. See how we can do that.
I'm always looking for, that's why I ran down to the fire last night, I'm like, walk real fast down and take pictures of the fire. I said, there's my story for this week.
And it was out.
Huh?
And it was out by the time you.
No, it was still smoking and they were still inside and the fire truck was there and the big, yeah, I got it. And it was a neighbor down the street that called it in. He said, I saw flames shooting out the front door and smoke, and
Holy
he
smoke.
called it in, so that was good. That's a good picture. I missed the fire and flames, but I got some good fireman pictures.
Well, I'm not a fan of fires.
No, and it was right close to it. There was a house right next to it, I mean, right, like all the little houses in town, they're close. So yeah, I could have easily gone down the road.
Well, do we wanna go lunch?
I think she went to go get Darcy.
Oh.
Good.
Oh, yeah, we got Kelly coming in at 11:45.
Kelly.
Well, Kelly is going to be a little later.
No, I think she switched to 11:45.
Yeah, cause she was gonna do it later because Catalyst was gonna be here, but Catalyst isn't gonna be here, so
So she is gonna be
she's
here?
gonna be here, yeah, I think that's what Molly said this morning.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're gonna have to tough it out.
Was Catalyst going to do like weekly meetings
Yeah,
or
that's what it was
something?
supposed to be, our meeting to kinda keep us up to speed on everything.
So that's already fallen through?
And they are good lemon.
What'd you find?
Lemon cupcakes.
Oh, no.
And it's good lemon. Good one.
Good one, huh? You're a connoisseur, you know.
He's a taste tester. He's a taste tester.
Boy.
Who cooked it?
Maybe Charlie's mom.
I would guess.
Oh, cupcakes, guys.
Oh, that's just a little bite.
Oh, that's not.
This is
That's
filling
a
me up,
cupcake.
this is too much for me.
I ate 2 of them.
Yep.
Are they good?
Yeah. Haven't tried the frosting yet.
Are you no, I'm assuming it's.
Is the
it cream
frosting
cheese?
lemon or is the
It's the
cake?
frosting is lemon.
Oh, frosting.
It's made with like, obviously with real lemon juice. That's good,
Reminds
isn't
me,
it?
takes me back to my younger days. Remember when you get those lemon meringue pie?
Oh, really good lemon.
Yeah.
Homemade lemon
And
meringue
that
pie.
White egg white kind of
The
fluffy.
meringue on top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff. Really good homemade lemon meringue. The lemon curd and the stuff. Good stuff.
This is good. Yeah?
Well, I better get one too.
When would be a good time for me to come by and speak to you about my budget?
Oh,
Monday, Tuesday, anytime
Okay.
next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me look at my calendar here. Are there specific hours that you're in that are better than others?
I'm typically here till at least 4, so, if you wanna come in the morning, that's fine. I know Wednesday in the morning, I usually am helping them get their claims and stuff, but other than that, I don't have anything, I don't have any other meetings set up as of right now, next week. So I'll just be working on budget stuff, so you can pop in whenever you're,
Yeah, dude, gotta tell you, Monday looks pretty open, 17.
yeah, let's
I've
do
got-
Monday.
Okay. I'm better if I have a specific time.
Okay, let's do Monday at 9. Or 10?
Either one works for
9.
me. 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna go write it down so I don't forget Monday.
Well,
Those are good, aren't they?
yes, they are. So what do you think our council on aging problem?
Well, I think they've ignored the problems and the issues as long as they can, and they're going, oh, well, just give us some more time, and I think that, well, apparently I used the wrong title, the Area 2 Council on Aging, or,
Yeah.
she's like, well, it's everything, whatever. Okay, it's
Area
saying, we ain't giving you the money. And they're saying, well, but what is it? And they're going, we ain't giving you the money.
No. Did you
And
hear Marcy, when she wrote, did you hear Marcy? Brookie from Area 2? She laid it all out,
well,
how the money is.
ultimately, here's the problem they got going, there's $100,000 missing. And before they give them another dime, they're gonna wanna know where that $100,000 went.
But the concern is, it's starting to get to
Is
me,
that thing
and that
still
is,
going?
Huh?
Is that thing still going?
Probably.
You know, if it is, I mean, this is all stuff we've talked about.
Yeah, I'm with you, I'm just trying to make sure that.
You know, and so, you know, and
Shove me out of the
rightfully so.
way.
I will, don't worry.
And, I mean, you know, but the other thing that I would suggest from your guys' perspective is, this is a political football you guys don't need to catch, carry, or kick.
Exactly.
Okay, because the fight isn't between you guys
No.
and the Area 2 Council on Aging. It's between those two, and the only reason that any of this dispute matters to us is because we want to have this program running
We're concerned.
to help the seniors, okay, that need this
I
kind of
think we
help.
made that pretty clear.
Yeah, the only thing is this board is drawing us into it because they're trying to say, why, you guys, we're gonna work on your concerns, and I think our point is we're not doing anything till Area 2 is satisfied.
Yeah, you know, I mean, and yeah, we appreciate the, you know, you're addressing any concerns you have with the county, but concerns the county has, our only concern is that this program keeps running or some program similar to it.
Yeah, for the seniors.
But,
but you know, Area 2 has been awfully slow in giving them any written notice.
Yeah,
That's what we heard anyway.
look, I asked them to send me the right notice, they
I
said.
think you need to talk to your deputy county attorney, when's he serving his days?
What?
It's a misprint.
Okay,
And
Is
I'm
it?
talking to the paper right now about a front page retraction.
Okay.
Cause that could be,
That's a big
it could be
deal.
unfortunate.
What did it say?
Oh.
He said the thing about the deputy county attorney is a misprint, that you.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I was pointing it out to Mike.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
That's a shame.
It was Darcy that they should have put down.
What? Darcy, what did I do?
I know what I wanted to
Well, I
Yeah.
just thought you finally caught him, I did.
But no, I mean, you know, I guess you know, the problems with that organization, I mean,
there's anything they need to do to make us happy or unhappy. They need to make that area two council happy. And, you know, and I understand, you know, you're saying, well, they need to do to give them more warning or written instruction. I gotta tell you, they did. They sent it to me and I read through it and it's clear as the day is long. We want you to do this.
Okay.
And this was from a year ago. Now, they didn't keep coming back to them and saying, hey, you know, what are you guys doing on this over the course of the year? They said, they were very clear in saying, you almost didn't get the money last year. We're not giving it to you next year unless you.
Shape up.
See, I wish we'd have known
Yeah.
that, because that was one of the things that Bobby keeps talking about. Is that we're just blindsided by all of this.
No,
Well, and his excuse is it's a new board, and why would you punish this board for previous boards? It's like, well, we're deferring authority, it's area two that you need, and what Marcy made clear is it's the business case, it's the money and how they're managing their business.
Mhm.
They're not gonna give somebody grant money that isn't complying with it.
right?
So, you know, we're concerned about that, but we're also concerned about some of these intangibles that the seniors are being taken care of.
Well, and I mean, those are smaller community concerns that are easier to be dealt with.
Yes,
None of those concerns matter at all if they don't get the money.
right.
Okay, and if they want the money, then they got things they're supposed to be doing, and that they were supposed to be doing free.
Yep.
Well, they were supposed to be
Yeah,
doing
we
it long
weren't aware.
before that year,
Yeah.
but,
That's why we asked Marcy
Mhm.
today if she would provide us with the documentation that she's been notifying them with, so that we would.
Did you hear Marcy?
I did. I had to
She
step
had
out
a
part
really
way through
nice,
it.
you know, very compelling argument, like,
Mhm.
yeah. But I don't think any of those board members knew that.
Well, and
Maybe they
if,
should have, but they
if
didn't.
those board members were wanting to make sure that that board was functional, they would be calling Marcy and they'd be driving up to Lewistown and they'd be sitting down with her going, okay, we did this, now what's the next thing we can do? Okay, we did
Well,
that,
I
now
think
what's the
that's
next
where
thing we
Betty,
can
I
do?
think that's what Betty Haynes is gonna do. She told the group, we need to go to area two, we need to go to the board, not just, you know.
Yeah, and they should not be having one person that they are then speaking with and then having that person report back to them as to whether or not these
Right.
goals are being met.
Correct.
Like, you know, either a person who's on the board or their director. No. They, you know, they all signed up for this, they all need to go deal with it and address it. And trying to get the information through a third party who's not on the board, even if that person is like the director of the organization, is probably not going to work at this point in time.
We did tell them
But they've got 17 days left to figure it out.
that. Well, but I guess the reason there's still a flow of money wise is they're getting donations.
You got 48 hours.
But, I mean, those donations,
48 minutes.
she
She shouldn't be donating $7,000. Well, that's up to her, never mind. Personal.
I can honestly see that, Betty Haynes' heart is in the right place.
Mhm.
She's,
She wants to help. And we'll see what happens. But I think you're right, we need to be careful not getting pulled into it.
sucked into the drama.
Well, one, it's a distraction
Right.
from the ultimate fight.
Well, maybe
And
from the
solution.
solution. You guys don't focus on us, focus on
Yeah,
dealing with what.
yeah. I mean, why is everybody showing up here to tell us, you know, you're doing it?
Well, they're trying to get us money, get our money regardless of how Area 2 feels. That's kind of what Bobby said. Could you give us good faith if we're gonna commit to you? And then they want us to get rid of their rent too, so. They're really not, what do I wanna say? They really feel like they don't deserve this.
Aren't they just tenants of the county
They're not.
building?
Well, yes, they are.
Okay.
They lease that building from us,
They
right?
lease the building.
Yes.
Don't, when you go into.
They keep forgetting that.
when you go into a lease agreement as a renter, you pay a set amount of money to use that space.
Pursuant to whatever the agreement is. It might be $1, it might be more.
Even if it's $50 a month, you pay $50 a month.
Well, I'm renting a place right now from the Combles, and I'll tell you, on the last day of the month, I pay them every single month. I don't have to find a place to live.
I'd rather pay it than live in my car, yeah.
There you go.
You got choices.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so I just have the end of the month balance in there,
Are you still on track for your ergonomic chair?
for like 3 years now, I keep saying.
Well, it's a pretty esteemed. All right,
Anyway, yeah, so the end of May, operating was 6.9, invested 17 million.
that's really high though, isn't it?
Yes, but I've paid people down, so as of today, we're now down to 3.8
okay.
because before I start reinvesting, since mobile homes are not due now until the 20th of this month, Monday is the due date for personal property. I still have to pay, the school bond payment. That's about 500,000 or whatnot, but they don't have the money in there till Signal Peak pays theirs.
Okay,
So anyway, I don't wanna do any more investing
Very good.
until probably the end of June, when all of this kind of stuff is cleared up, so.
okay, very good, understand, I truly trust you on
So
that.
3.8 is
Some
what-
carryover issues,
everything is in para, and I don't know what to do.
what's in para staff for?
The PERS stuff.
Oh,
Montana Public Employees Retirement Association. Or account, maybe.
all right, I like the total though.
Yeah. And then I did get, I don't know if you want a copy, but I'm gonna give this to Justina, the entitlement, what we're gonna be getting for entitlement money, so she can get that put in.
Let's see that real quick.
Get that put in for,
You know, whatever revenues you're giving her, if you've got it electronically, can you copy me to? This is entitlement. What is this, it's $490,000. Man, I mean,
So basically, it just shows that last year we got 386,000, it's going up 5,900, so now this year we'll be at 392, and then that's how it's split out per fund.
okay, 492. All right, well, the only reason I wanted to be copied is so that when we go over our revenue estimates, that I understand, you know how I like source documents, but.
Yeah, so you want this spreadsheet that I have?
Yeah, but,
Yeah, I had to read that.
but don't, but obviously, she's the main one that needs it, but, Justina is.
Yeah, and she already has cold roast proceed, then you already have it too, right?
Yep, I do,
Okay.
and,
Thanks, Darcy.
that's a real key. What other big revenue items do we take? I'd have to look at the list, but there's a
You
few.
would have to, sometimes I just can't remember until I.
Yeah, there's one other I talked about with Nancy, but it's in my office, I don't remember what it was.
So are we going to be able to
So
add
just-
to our
And she said
invested
that
portion
she
here?
said the way it's broken out can be manipulated, but you probably don't do that again.
No, it's.
Right, good for you.
Interest.
You guys are a little early.
Because she said we had full,
See,
obviously not with,
Just like
with these,
good
right, but these
CMEH
here.
Yeah, and you know, like this one hasn't, these two have been zero forever, but I wanna take them out there, because what if they decide
I don't
to
For
wanna
what it's worth,
switch
like,
it up, the
Right.
percentages and
Breaks.
stuff?
Right, but yeah,
and
that's
she
what
was-
she
I
did,
told her,
yeah,
I
that
said
was
that
what
number's
she
high
said,
for
well, you
what
can, with these up here,
operating
you do
versus.
have
Yeah.
So she's gonna wait till we get a little.
final
more
say,
out
they do,
Yeah.
they say we, that's
Yeah.
not,
And the same with
Thinks
Cobra
she
proceeds.
might have.
Right,
So-
She wants
but,
that operating
you know,
to
typically
remain high
when doing
until a
that, then
couple
you-
weeks from now.
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
When we
well,
get,
Yeah,
get that
but I
money in
mean,
for
some of
property
these
taxes.
funds, because of.
Yeah,
the
I
way
would,
things was
that's
budgeted last
kind
year,
of
had way too much
understandable.
money in them.
I would imagine
Then
it'd be a
take the
July
proceeds and
operation
give it
before we
to
do any of that.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
she
because they're
can
already
explain
there.
it better than me.
I don't know. We can't.
Yeah, I'll talk to her
Can we?
later.
Thad
I
McGraw from
think
Morrison,
so.
Maryland,
Yeah.
just called Systems. He's coming in next Friday for the renewal,
But anyway, this is just,
so you
of
know,
course, the
3:30.
spreadsheet's off just a couple
It's the only
of
time you guys
days.
have, really.
So I always do the
Alright, so
adjustment
what we
in
need
the
to do
general
before that,
fund.
Mike, you have the
Oh.
proposal
Just
from
adjust by
Ranco,
3
right?
cents because it's actually 40 when you look at that.
Yeah.
The second
on the
page,
second
Muscle Shell.
Did they just send it to you or all of us?
Yep, so basically,
no,
how this works is
I
this
was
is
on
what we got last year,
the
this is our
committee.
increase, so this is where we're getting.
Oh.